3 years later. 3 slow and heavy years have passed since King Viserys married Alicent Hightower. On the outside, the Seven Kingdoms look calm. The streets of King's Landing stay loud with daily life. People laugh, argue, and live as they always have. But inside the Red Keep, nothing feels the same anymore. Queen Alicent now has a son, Prince Aegon, and his birth changed everything. The moment he came into the world, the question of the future returned like a storm that never fully left. The princess was named heir years ago, and the Lord swore before gods and men to honor her legal claim. Yet many now whisper that those oaths were words meant only for a time before a male heir was born. Rhaenyra feels eyes on her wherever she goes. Some look at her with quiet support, others with doubt, and some with open challenges. Every smile at court now feels forced. Every greeting feels covered with hidden meaning. King Viserys himself is not the man he once was. His body grows weaker each year. His hand shakes more often. His steps are slower. Some days he hides the pain behind gentle jokes and soft smiles. Other days, the weight of the crown presses so hard that he can barely breathe beneath it. News from the Stepstones adds to his worry, but he postpones a response once again. Prince Daemon and Lord Corlys Velaryon are still fighting their lonely war far across the sea. Their enemy, the crab feeder, still blocks the trade routes and kills without mercy. Ships disappear, men are lost, supplies run low. Some say the crown must finally step in. Others say Daemon chose this fight himself and must face its end alone. What weighs heavily on the king's mind is the slow deterioration of the bond with his daughter. The love between father and child is still there, but it is now buried under duty and uncertainty. The Royal Hunt. To honor Prince Aegon's second name day, a great royal hunt is planned in Kingswood. It is meant to be a time of joy and strength, a public show that the royal family stands united. Wagons roll from King's Landing in long lines. Knights ride ahead in shining armor. Servants hurry with tents, food, wine, and banners of every great house. The forest soon becomes a city of cloth and fire. Tents rise between tall trees. Torches burn through the night. Music fills the air. Laughter echoes between the trunks. But under the noise, tension moves quietly from face to face. Rhaenyra rides with the main party. Her face is calm, but her thoughts burn. She watches Alicent often. The queen is once again pregnant, her belly showing clearly now. People gather around her with soft smiles and careful bows. They speak sweet words. They praise her son. They praise her patience and grace. When the royal family reaches the hunting camp, cheers rise at once, but not for the princess. The cheers are for little Prince Aegon. Some lords lift him high. Some call him Conqueror Babe, second of his name. The words seem innocent, but their meaning is sharp. They are already placing a crown on a child's head in their hearts. The princess stands among the crowd, her title forgotten in that moment. No one cheers her name. No one speaks of her future. The forest feels colder around her. The cheers feel like distant thunder she cannot reach. Viserys sees her standing alone. For a moment, guilt touches his eyes, but he says nothing. The court is watching. Every word matters now. A lion's courtship. Later, inside the royal tent, the princess happens upon a circle of noblewomen and voice their discontent about Daemon. They ask the princess her opinion, but things get awkward real quick. The princess leaves the tent and wanders around in the camp. Lord Jason Lannister starts a conversation with her. His voice is relaxed and proud. His clothes shine with the wealth of the West. He speaks of Casterly Rock, of its forests full of game and tall walls. He speaks of power and wealth. Then, without hesitation, he offers marriage. Rhaenyra listens, her face still as stone. She hears every word. She understands his meaning clearly. He does not want her heart. He wants her claim. He wants the crown through her blood. She refuses him without softness. Her voice cuts clean and sharp. Jason's pride is wounded. His smile fades. He is left alone with this honey wine that he was so proud. Rhaenyra storms to her father at once. Her anger breaks free in hard words. She accuses him of only seeing her as prize to be offered to other great houses. Viserys snaps back and reminds her that duty comes before desire. He tells her that as heir, she must think of the realm before herself. His voice rises. Hers rises in return. Old wounds open again between them. Before the argument grows anymore, Otto's voice interrupts. A white hart has been seen in the forest, a rare creature, a sacred sign, a symbol many believe only appears for true kings. At once, the mood changes. The hunt must begin. Before Viserys leaves, he turns to Rhaenyra and speaks coldly. She will marry. The words fall like iron. Flight into the wild. Rage fills Rhaenyra's chest. She cannot breathe under the weight of her father's command. Without waiting for permission, she mounts her horse and rides straight into the forest. The guards shout. The camp stirs, but she does not look back. Sir Criston Cole sees her flee and follows at once. His duty is clear. No matter her anger, he must protect her. He stops her horse near a quiet river. Her horse stands restless. When asked, she speaks about marriage, about the crown, about being trapped in a life chosen by others. Criston listens without interrupting. He speaks only when she asks him. He tells her of the small life he left behind, of a girl he might have married, of the simple future he gave up when he joined the Kingsguard. Though their worlds are far apart, in that moment their loneliness feels the same. They camp together in the darkening forest. For a short time, the weight of the court feels distant. Then, from the trees, a wild boar bursts forward without warning. It crashes into Criston and turns on Rhaenyra. The fight is sudden and brutal. Steel flashes. The boar screams. Rhaenyra strikes again and again until the beast falls at her feet. Blood covers her clothes and her hands. Her chest rises and falls in heavy breaths. The danger passes, but the fear remains in her shaking limbs. Together, they drag the dead animal away, a king drunk on doubt. Back at the hunting camp, Viserys drinks heavily as the night deepens. The white hart has not been found. The hunt has become a failure in his eyes. Jason Lannister speaks carelessly of Aegon's future and of Rhaenyra's fading claim. Viserys replies in controlled anger and sends him away in shame. Otto suggests a dark idea to marry Rhaenyra to Aegon one day to unite both claims. Viserys laughs bitterly. The thought feels cruel even to him. Later, Lord Lionel walks up to the king under torchlight. The sounds of the camp fade around them. Lionel offers his own opinion of the royal betrothal. He only suggests that if the realm must stand strong, healing old wounds may be the best path. He speaks of Laenor Velaryon. The name settles quietly in Viserys' mind, like a seed planted in the dark. That night, in front of a bonfire, Viserys confesses his doubts to Alicent, that maybe he made a mistake by marrying her. She listens in silence. Her face shows care, but fear grows quietly behind her eyes. The White Stag. At dawn, the hunters return with a great crowned stag instead of the white hart. The crowd gathers to watch the king strike it down. Viserys lifts the spear, but his arms are weak. He must strike twice before the animal finally falls. The people cheer, but the moment feels empty. It is not the sign they hoped for. Far from the crowd, deep in the forest, Rhaenyra and Criston come face to face with the true white hart. It stands calm and silent among the trees, glowing in the early light. For a long moment, Rhaenyra simply stares at it. Her hand does not rise. She does not strike. The creature turns and walks away untouched. Two signs, one forced, one freely given. When Rhaenyra returns to camp with the dead boar tied across her horse, covered in blood and dirt, the crowd stares in stunned silence. She looks like a warrior, not a helpless princess. Words that shape the throne. Back in King's Landing, Otto presses Alicent with growing fear. He warns her that if Rhaenyra takes the throne, the country will fall into civil war. He speaks of old laws and traditions. His quiet persuasiveness begins to take root in her heart. When Viserys meets Rhaenyra again, his voice is calmer. He tells her he has decided to send aid to Daemon at last. Pride will no longer stand in his way. Then he offers her something rare. She may choose her own husband. The words strike Rhaenyra like sudden light after long darkness. It is not full freedom, but it is more than she ever expected. She leaves the chamber in near silence, knowing her next choice will shape not only her life, but the fate of the entire realm. Blood and fire in the Stepstones. In the Stepstones, the war reaches its breaking point. Kragas Drahar, the crab feeder, continues with this hit-and-run tactics. These tactics are so effective that even two dragons cannot overcome them. Prisoners are nailed to posts along the shore. Mutiny starts to spread through Daemon's camp. Daemon's army is restless. When news of help finally arrives from the crown, he feels insulted and viciously assaults the messenger. Great guy, right there. All those present are stunned, but reluctantly continue to follow Daemon. He marches alone under a white flag as bait. Arrows strike him as chaos erupts. At the last moment, Rhaenyra arrives on Dragonback. Fire rains from the sky. The battle is fierce, and Daemon is wounded by an arrow. Daemon walks alone into the caves where the crab feeder hides. When he returns, he drags half of Kragas's body behind him. The war is over, and Daemon has won. By winning, Daemon has gained valuable political capital, and he can finally start getting what he wants.